Hello everyone, Blaster here again, bringing you another video that I'm sure you'll find interesting if you play heroes. Today's topic is going to be how to play around Nibiru, the Primal being, alongside the most common hand traps that you will often see paired with the Nibiru, so it has a higher impact. So they can stop dead on your tracks, your combo, and you have to pass for turn, and you essentially lose after that. So let's just get started. I just handpicked this particular hand not only for me, but also for my opponent, because let's say this should be like the most broken common hand that you could expect from an opponent, like opening like 4 hand traps alongside their 1 card starter. And the goal of the the goal of this turn is just trying to survive all of this while still ending on something, right? And honestly, I am afraid that there's no natural way for heroes to play through all of this, right? You'll have to also hard draw some non-engine. For that matter, the ones that I would highly recommend on maxing out is Book of Eclipse, Cross of Designator, and Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. And I'll show you why in just a minute. And also one important disclaimer is that you have to open very optimally so you can end on the best case scenario. This is one of your best openers, right? But also, so you know, you could also be opening like this and you also will have like a similar result. The only important part to say about this opener is that you usually get the most amount of value if you play elemental hero placement in your main deck, but I have already featured that kind of combo scenario in previous videos. I'll link you into the description below so you can also watch those videos, but in this case we're going to open like this so you can know how to sequence your combos, okay? So let's just get started. So we're going to assume this is our starting hand, and usually what happens when your opponent has a card like Most Charming Foilos is that they're going to shotgun it during the draw phase or any phase that is not the main phase, because they want to play around Triple Tactic Talents, which to be honest is a rising non-engine card in some decks, because the format is so full of hand traps. I mean, I already have like two monster hand traps here, so it's very likely that that card will be triggered eventually. And also that is also a card that you might want to consider in your hero deck, so you can also find more ways to play around these particular setups, right? So if they shut down the Most Charming Foilos, this is one of the reasons why you play Ash Blossom yourself, so you can stop the Foilos here, and this is a way to neutralize this hand trap, because otherwise if you let the Most Charming Foilos resolve, I'm afraid there's no good amount of combo that will save you from losing, because if your opponent just gains too much card advantage, like there's no way you're winning the game. So that's one problem solved, right? And then you will have to activate the Evil Assault, paying the cost, and because your opponent didn't resolve the Foilos, now they will be on the mindset that they'll have to stop your combo at the earliest possible point. So you don't have any way to steal combos, right? So they're going to activate like Ash Blossom here, because this is a good point to Ash Blossom heroes, and this is the time where like Cross of Designator always come clutch. Even if you're playing, I don't know, going second or something, like I'm afraid you're forced to play this kind of cards, because if you don't resolve this kind of important effects, I'm afraid you're essentially scooping. So here we're just going to banish the Ash Blossom here, and we negate our opponent Ash Blossom, right? So that's 2 hand traps out of the loop. So you only have to worry about Nibiru and Infinite Impermanence, and we're resolving the card. So we're going to be special summoning the evil hero Dead and Prison, and this is one of the reasons why I really like this card. Is really strong, because of the fact that this card stands for cost. Like even if they have Infinite Impermanence, they really have no way to stopping this from dumping something, right? So in this case, I'm afraid that you are forced to send Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. There's no better way to end on something except by dumping Shadow Mist. And if you notice, like this is really dangerous for particular scenario, because now we don't have a way to force the end of main phase like before. Like you just have the Dark Lord setup, so you can special summon it on end phase, and let's say you are more susceptible to Nibiru, like, don't worry, we'll talk about this. So by dumping Shadow Mist, you're gonna be adding here Vision Hero Bion, okay? And you're gonna be spending your normal summon on Vision Hero Bion. And let's say this is one of the most important parts of the combo, right? So you want to resolve the Bion, and let's say they're going to be activating Infinite Impermanence on your Bion. And in contrary of what you may think or what you may see, I am not spending the Book of Eclipse on the activation of Infinite Impermanence if they're targeting the Bion, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But if you're playing, let's say, the Infernal Rider package, the Infernal Rider Axis part of the combo, maybe it would be advised activating Book of Eclipse, because in that case you could be flipping down the Bion, you resolve the effect, you dump the evil hero Sinister Necron, and then you banish, you special summon the Rider, get the Dark Fusion, and then you start doing the Dark Fusion axis of the deck, right? But no, I am not playing that part of the combo, simply because I don't really like the current support of the Dark Fusion lines. I just find it like having the polymerization more important. So in this case, I am not spending the Book of Eclipse. I'm going to let the Bion not resolve its dumping effect, and we're just going to continue the combo. So that means that the Infinite Permanence has already been used, so it only leaves Nibiru for the final hand trap. So in this case, we're going to be banishing Malicious, right? We're going to be banishing Malicious, summon another copy onto the field, and here, this is important to note, this is summon number 3, okay? Then you will be linking these two monsters into Extra Hero Wonder Driver. No, sorry. Into Extra Hero Infernal Divisor. And then Divisor is going to show your opponent one fusion monster, which in this case I'm going to show you the Shining Neos Wingman. And then you add one of the materials, right? Which is going to be Elemental Hero Neos. And this is summon number 4. And here, this is the part where we're going to declare the effect of Bion. During the main phase, we're going to pay the cost. And this is the part where you activate Book of Eclipse so you can get your polymerization. Why does this work? Is because because of how Yu-Gi-Oh works, right? How the flip down mechanics work. Even if this card effect has already been negated by the Infinite Impermanence, whenever a monster gets flipped down, it's like it's resetting all the values out of the card. So even like I said, if Infinite Impermanence has already resolved, by flipping it down, you have the chance to resolve its effect, and you're gonna be adding the polymerization. So this is a way to work around the targeted negation hand trap. This is why I think Book of Eclipse is such a good card in Heroes right now. I think you should be maxing out on this card. So, having reached out this point, this is where you activate polymerization, you fuse these two monsters, and then you get the Elemental Hero Sunrise, and this is summon number 5, and this is the part where Nibiru becomes light, right? This is the part when Nibiru becomes light, and they if they want to Nibiru here, they can, but this would be a very unwise part to Nibiru right now. So probably they're going to wait a little bit longer, so you have to resolve the effect. You're gonna get your Miracle Fusion, and I would say hold this Miracle Fusion as long as you can, right? You have to check until your opponent does something before activating the Miracle Fusion. So in this case, I'm going to be activating Malicious Effect, the last one that I have. So you can special summon the last copy onto the field. And then you will be linking these two into the Cross Crusader, and then Cross Crusader is going to special summon one Destiny hero, which is going to be Malicious. And this is the part where it's most likely your opponent is going to Nibiru right now, because this is, let's say, this is the most impactful time to Nibiru, because you already spent your normal summon. This is the last time you could search in the hero deck, and you already spent all your malicious and such. So this would be like the most optimal place to Nibiru, I think. So let's do it that, right? Your opponent activate Nibiru, and then you don't get to activate the Cross Crusader effect to search a hero, and then they special summon the Nibiru, and then you get a token, right? So in this case, the only card that you have left to activate is the Miracle Fusion, and you're gonna be banishing the Neos and the Shadow Mist. So you can special summon the Elemental Hero Flame Wingman Infernal Rage, then Infernal Rage gets you a favorite card, which in this case is going to be the favorite contact, and then because you use you made Flame Wingman Infernal Rage with a normal monster, you can offer it as a tribute and special summon the Wing Cribble level 6 for free. And I mean, this is going to be your end board. I know this may sound well, what can I say? Like, may sound kind of mediocre, right? But like, just to think about that, we played through 4 hand traps and we still ended on 2 disruptions. This is one of the reasons why I think this card is so good and why you should be playing it. And honestly, having favorite contact is such a strong setup because you can still pop several cards with Shining Neos Wingman as long as they are summoning something that is not liked. But in either case, like if the Shining Neos Wingman is not impactful enough, you could go easily for like the Neos Lord by returning the Nibiru token, and then you get to steal your opponent's monster mid combo. So this is one way it could happen, right? Because there are other, let's say, other shock points to consider for your opponent. But I think this is the most impactful one. But let's just rewind and see what else your opponent could be doing, right? Just going to reset everything. Then again, your opponent has all these hand traps, and you still open the same hand. Right, so we're at this point again. And then again, same happens, you stop this here and you stop this here again by banishing the Ash Blossom, right? Whenever you get into the Evil Assault, discarding a card for it to resolve, and you get like the Dead Imprison, right? We're at this point in the combo. One of the things that could also happen whenever you reach this point is that because they have Nibiru, and also they know that, let's say, a lot of people know that heroes really don't have a way to prevent the Nibiru. Maybe they can play around it, but they cannot prevent it. They usually, if they still have this setup, they may want to hold the infinite impermanence whenever they activate Nibiru, and if you have some sort of effect that can be chained, then they chain impermanence, so the Nibiru has even more impact than before. So let's just do the combo. We're going to continue the combo, and our opponent is trying to give us this, let's say, false sense of security that there are no more hand traps. We're resolving the combo. Let's see where that lead us, right? Okay. So the Dead Imprison is going to activate its effect, paying the cost for Shadow Mist, and then Shadow Mist on a new chain gets you a hero, which is going to be Vision Hero Bion, and then you spend your normal summon on Bion, and then Bion is going to activate its effect. And in this case, they are not going to activate the impermanence on the Bion. So if they let you resolve this effect, the best target that you could be sending right now would be like the Destiny Hero Denier. So if you have reached this point, you continue as before. You're gonna be banishing the Destiny Hero Malicious, special summon the other copy, and then you link you link these two away into the Infernal Deviser. This is summon number 4, and then again you're gonna be showing a fusion, which is going to be the Shining Neos Wingman, and you get a material, which is going to be the Elemental Hero Neos. And before anything happens, you're gonna be activating Bion's effect again, pay the cost, get the Polymerization. So So after you reach this point, the thing that you should be doing here is activating polymerization. And yeah, I think this is something that could happen here is that perhaps your opponent could Nibiru right here, but I don't think it's wise. Maybe we'll have to wait a little bit more, so it could have even more impact. But let's say this is a part where your opponent may Nibiru you, right? But this is why Book of Eclipse is so important, because if they were to do it, like, you can flip this down, then you lose the Infernal Divisor, you get the token, but you still resolve the fusion. And you know where this is going later on, but just a heads up, right? So you activate the polymerization, then you fuse these two into the Sunrise. The Sunrise gets you the Miracle Fusion, right? And then this is the part where you link these two into the Cross Crusader, and then Cross Crusader gets you a hero, which is going to be the I mean, well, yeah, I'll just get the malicious here. Although I think the correct answer, if you have Denier at this part of the combo, would be having just Denier here. So you can stack the malicious here on summon, and then you activate the Cross Crusader effect. Then again, we're holding on the impermanence because they want to have the most impact for the Nibiru. There are some players that do this. Then again, we already saw whenever, let's say, the impermanence was the most impactful, so we're just going to get going. And in this case, if you opened Evil Assault, the thing that I would recommend you getting here is the Evil Hero at Dusted Gold, because right now you could just discard this and get the Dark Supremacy directly, and it's already live because you already have one spell card that names Dark Fusion, which is the Evil Assault. So this is just a free disruption. So after reaching this point, I would recommend banishing the malicious, you special summon the other copy, you link these two, get the Wonder Driver, and then here, this is when I would tell you you could like Miracle Fusion, banishing these two, and you're gonna be special summoning the element of Fear Flame Wing and Infernal Rage, and then Chainlink 1 so you can reset the polymerization that you have in your graveyard, and then Chainlink 2 search for a trap card, for the trap card, sorry. Also, one of the things that could happen here, right, is that maybe they want to Nibiru you here, but I think this is like one of the worst ways to Nibiru because you already, I mean, there's no way to prevent this. I mean, I guess they could like impermanence you here, but you also have the Book of Eclipse, so you're getting the trap either way, whether they like it or not. So you get the favorite contact, and then this is where you offer the Infernal Rage for tribute. Then you special summon the Wing Reaver level 6, and this is where you activate the Nier's effect to special summon itself, then banish Malicious for cost, get the last copy out of your deck, and obviously we have the polymerization reset. And then this is where you activate the polymerization, and this is one of the points where Nibiru will be the most impactful because they already know that you have two cards in your hand, right? So there's only one not known card in your hand. So if they Nibiru you right here, like you lose everything here, and you don't get to summon the DPE, and even though you have disruption, like you didn't end on some part of the combo. But let's say they Nibiru you right here, and this is the reason why Book of Eclipse is so good, because then you just flip everything down, and then the only one that doesn't get set is the driver, so it gets tribute, summons Nibiru, and then you get one of the tokens. And if you're at this point of the combo, I would say that you fuse these two, and then you get the Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, and you spend this, and you also spend this, and you're at this part of the combo. You can set these two, and because you haven't used the special summoning condition of the Winkerible level 6 yet, this is where you also can summon the Winkerible level 6, and you essentially lost nothing, and you still ended on a pretty good board. If your opponent was holding that impermanence in hope of doing something else. I don't know, sounds weird, but some people sometimes mess this up. But let's just rewind the play, right? We're at this point. This was here. This is still on the graveyard. This is in your hand. This is still also in your hand. This has not been summoned yet. And the polymerization is still here. This is being set. So this is still on your opponent's hand, and you activate the polymerization and they let you resolve this, right? So you summon the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, and then you set these two. I would say if you're at this point of the combo, hold this in your hand, because maybe like after you reach this point, this is like the best result that you're gonna get right now because of how much disruption there was in the turn. So you're gonna be proceeding to the end of the main phase, and then this is the part where your opponent might want to Nibiru you, and you're gonna be activating the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer effect in response, and then that is when they chain infinite impermanence targeting your Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, so you actually lose all your monsters, right? So this is the part where I could also say you Book of Eclipse here, you do this, so they miss on the impermanence, then Nibiru tributes the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is going to destroy these two, and then Nibiru tributes this monster, it special summon itself, you get the token, and then you get to activate the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer effect. And because you haven't used the special summoning condition of the Winkerible level 6, you special summon it back, and you pass turn, and on the next standby phase you get the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer again. And if you notice, you still have the same board as before, so you notice like why playing cards like the Winkerible is so important, and also why playing cards like Book of Eclipse it's so important for heroes too, right? Because of how the fusion mechanics work. So yeah, this is essentially what I have to show you for now. Like I said, there may be other setups, other non-engine that could work to play around other hand traps and such, but this is just a little showcase so you can get an idea of what you can do with your cards. So remember, these just are recommendations. You can do whatever you want with your deck. Maybe you have fun, better cards, because there are also other options to consider, because you may also want to play like Triple Tactic Trust, which is honestly also a good option, but I usually like playing this in my side deck, especially because I just want to up the non-engine count whenever I go first. But the thing that I don't like, I don't know, like Triple Tactic Thrust whenever you have to face cards like Nibiru, is that this card doesn't prevent the Nibiru. It only helps you to do something else after the Nibiru happened and you already lost all your board. So whenever you get into this point, like chances are that you already spent all your important effects, so there's nothing really good to get out of the Triple Tactic Thrust. So unless you play some certain trap that you may have side deck for this particular scenario. But yeah, and also like the Triple Tactic Talents ends on a similar note that I don't like, that it's more reactive instead of being a preventive card. So yeah, this is going to be everything that I have to show for you for now. I hope that you guys like the video, and remember that if you find this useful, please like, share, and subscribe. But if you're not doing that, at the absolute least, please leave me a comment, because I always love reading your feedback. I know that the combo may have seemed like maybe two-hand pick and such, but I mean, I'm just showing you what is possible. Obviously, you are not going to open this kind of hands every single game, but also your opponent is not going to draw like four hand traps every single game, but I understand that it's more common to see multiple disruption on this format. So I'm afraid this is the best solution that I have found for heroes for now, and I hope that it also helps you, right? So this is Blaster signing out, and I hope you guys have a nice week.